What's happening, Wisdom Warriors? Life back at it for another video, man. Happy freaking Monday. I'm here at the park that you all know I always come to. It's a beautiful day, man. Yesterday it was super rainy and just not enjoyable. It reminded me of winter coming and whatever, fall, winter. I started to feel myself experiencing resistance. And that's kind of where I was just drawing some light language or writing light language. As you know, I'm taking the light language class, and what was actually coming through, which I didn't necessarily get till just now, was resistance. And it's interesting because in the Akashic records, that was one major thing that came through, that light language is a very sacred, language of communication, and it's extremely sacred and to be not really messed with. But what was interesting is what she got on it for me was that it felt very like I was feeling like the what she got from me speaking and what the records came with was that it felt very structured. And I found myself the last several classes up until the writing aspect. I found myself to really kind of enjoy the writing aspect, because for some reason it's a different form that I haven't really used. I've kind of avoided because of my handwriting skills. So I've kind of avoided it, or as much as I could, because not only that, but my family would tell me, oh, you need to go get practice and take a class on writing and blah, blah, blah. And it just made me more want to use technology over writing and drawing. And even though I really enjoyed it, it brought me great peace. And interestingly enough, the homework for today, one of the homeworks, which I already just did, was the intention was for mental peace, and allow for what comes through with mental peace. And I didn't feel resistant this time, and it was interesting because I did about 4 pages, and it progressed and progressed and progressed into something different and unique, that it was almost like my hand was writing itself. And I've heard numerous classmates saying the same thing for them. But what was interesting for me today in the Akashic records was that light language has to come, you have to be in flow. You have to, it's like they described it as like a river or a lake, and I love water, and I constantly am at the water. And as you see, I'm here right now, and and I find myself very drawn to water. And water is, if you look at it, it just moves, it flows. And in order for light language to flow, you have to let go. You have to resist. You have to stop resisting. And I found myself during the speaking and the singing and the signing, I found a lot of resistance in my body, and I was sweating, and I was extremely hot. And I might have talked about this already on a previous video, but this has to do with all areas of our life. And the more we resist, the more we kink the hose, and the flow doesn't happen, and then we cut the throat off at the head. Or there's like a saying out there for that. I don't know what it is exactly, but we prevent the flow of life when we try to control, we try to restrict, we try to resist, we try to figure it out, we try to understand it. We're blocking the flow. And I've realized that in taking this class, it's made me really reflect on that, like massively, about what areas of my life am I resisting, what areas am I kinking the hose, what areas am I pushing it away. And I can say my financial aspect of my life, my romantic aspect of my life, I feel like there's resistance, and I feel like I'm constricting it because I want those things, but I want them in a way that I'm just taking care of, or financially anyway, I'm just taking care of, and I don't have to worry about that. But the more I worry, the more I'm restricting, and the more I'm kinking that hose. Same with like me wanting that relationship, that partner, that companion. The more I fight and want it, the more I'm pushing it away. And I'm noticing that, because when I'm out there dating, I'm seeing that it's not happening smoothly. It's not flowing. And I'm coming across scammers and different things like that because it's not flowing. And when you don't allow it to flow like a river, or flow like a lake, or flow like an ocean, well, an ocean goes more than flowing, it's kind of rocky. But like a lake or a creek, it just flows, or even a river, like a white water rafting river. It flows. It flows downstream, and when you try to go upstream, you're fighting it. And what happens when you're fighting it? Then you get anxiety. Then you get a panic attack. Then you get you're creating chaos. Whereas if you just go with it and just flow with the river, the information's coming through, the downloads are coming through, the synchronicities are coming, the magic, the universe then has the opportunity to bring in all the magic. Versus like putting pressure on yourself, like, oh man, I got to figure this out. It's coming to the end of the year. I got to understand where I'm headed, where I'm going, what's happening next. And like, we're going into a phase where we can't figure that out anymore with the mind. We can't logically figure that out anymore. And I'm finding that out. And in finding that out, it's creating suffering. It really, really is creating suffering. And so, with that being said, like, taking this class has really made me realize and take a look at what areas I'm resisting, what areas I am fighting, what areas I'm trying to control. And this is such a perfect time when we're approaching the fall equinox, which is on Saturday, the 23rd of September. And we're in retrograde, and and we need to look at the past. We need to look at where we're at. We need to look at where we're going, what we want for our lives, what we don't want. All these things are so vital. And if you don't know what you want, then just look at what you. If you don't know what you want, then look at what you don't want, because that's a perfect way then to say, well, if I don't want that, then I want the opposite, right? So it kind of makes it a little bit easier to figure out what you do want. So, with that being said, man, I hope you can take some time to journal or write down, or go to the water, go to the lake, go to a park, sit in nature like I'm about to do, and reflect on what you want and what you don't want, and what are you resisting in your life, and what are you not resisting, and what are you constricting, what are you trying to control, where are you kinking the hose in your life? So with that being said, man, I love you all, man. I just wanted to drop this quick message. I hope that you get out in nature. I hope that this video finds you something of some interest that can help you grow and evolve in your life. And that there's some message in there for you, because if you found it and it found you, then there's a message for you. I love you all, man. Take care of yourselves and each other. Get out in nature. Enjoy nature like I am. Get in the sun. The sun is so healing. I will see you soon in the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other. From my heart to yours, I will see you soon in the next one. Let's go, Wisdom Warriors Light. We got this.